gonna happen. Just you watch.
Like the morning sun inviting the dawn to break. Beautiful, like the joy that...
Hi everyone, it's Thursday night and I thought that I would just stop by really quick to talk about my accountability challenge for the day. Today's Thursday and as you know my weigh-in is tomorrow and I'm kinda worried. I have to say that last week when I was making these goals for my weekly weigh-in, I definitely was not as worried as I am now. I remember thinking that these weigh-ins were going to be constructive and that they were going to help me reach my goal. And I definitely believe that that's still true. I've just been really worried about it all day long. And because I'm so worried, I'm afraid tomorrow, if I don't lose anything, that I'll be really upset. So with my weigh-in tomorrow, I'm just going to try to be as positive as I can. You know, the only pressure that I'm getting from this program is pressure that I'm putting on myself. There's no strict rules at the moment other than kind of what I formed in the beginning to make myself have a healthier lifestyle. You know, I wanted to talk a little bit about my goals that I made last week and how I feel like I've been doing since my weigh-ins tomorrow. I feel like it would be okay to kind of talk about those now. So my daily goals, drinking 6 to 8 large glasses of water a day. I feel like I've definitely upped my water intake. I don't feel like I'm drinking enough though. I still feel like I should be drinking more. There are some times when I can go almost an hour without drinking water. And I feel like when I was at my thinnest, I had a bottle of water with me everywhere I went, completely consistently drinking water. Even when I really wasn't thirsty, I was still always drinking. I just got into this routine of drowning myself with water. I've been much better about taking my vitamins every day. I've been tracking everything. I've been eating through the accountability vlog, with the exception of Tuesday. I still took pictures of everything. I just didn't upload it. I'll talk about my weekly goals tomorrow because it has to do with workouts and weigh-in. Today was a good day. You know, I went to Soothe in the morning, did my normal thing there. So after I left Soothe, I had about an hour and a half until I needed to be at my second job. So instead of going to get lunch or something, I forced myself to go to the gym. So I went to the gym, I worked out really hard for about 45 minutes. I'll go ahead and put the picture here. But as you can tell, the past few days that I've been working out, I have not been back on the treadmill. Mainly because I just feel like there's so much weight on me when I'm running. I get winded really easily. I know that I have to start somewhere, and obviously I'm getting to that point. But I would like to consider myself a runner again. I would love to be able to get on the treadmill, run for a half an hour straight, run for 45 minutes straight, and not feel winded. At the moment, I can only run for about 4 minutes straight. So I definitely have a long way to go, but I believe in myself and I know that I can get there. So my night's kind of ending a little earlier than I had planned. I'm just so tired. I'm just going to grab my book, I'm going to curl up in bed, and I'm just going to wait for Ren to get home. And I've made a hot cup of tea because it's freezing today. It's been rainy, and maybe that's why I'm kind of feeling under the weather a little bit, a little tired, because the weather has been under the weather. So I started reading a different book a few months ago. After I got that diagnosis from my therapist, I was really hung up on it, and I kind of explained that in my first video. Well, at the time, my therapist, I think, saw what distress I was under, and I was at the point where I wanted to change, but I didn't know how. I was feeling really helpless, and I had this really hopeless attitude, like, I'm never going to be able to change, I'm going to be fat for the rest of my life, la da 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 da. So the second book that my therapist recommended that I read after Eating in the Light of the Moon is this one. It's called Women, Food, and God, The Unexpected Path to Almost Everything. And as you can tell, I just started it. I have much more to go. Most of my students can't imagine a world in which they would stop dieting or trying to fix their size. It is easier to imagine people coming back from the dead or Brad Pitt asking them to get married than to imagine themselves dropping the war with their bodies. They have whole friendships built about the conflicts they have with their bodies, about dropping the last 20 pounds, about how their jeans are too tight and the greatest and latest diet trends. They fit in by hating themselves, by trying hard and then harder to lose the last 20, 50, 80 pounds and never being able to do it. The never being able to do it is necessary for them if they want to fit in. The constant war with food and body size is important if they want to be loved. They're like Sisyphus, pushing the boulder up the mountain and almost getting there but never arriving. The great thing about being Sisyphus is that you have your work cut out for you. You always have something to do. As long as you're striving and pushing and trying hard to do something that can never be done, you know who you are. Someone with a weight problem who is working hard to be thin. You don't have to feel lost or hopeless because you have always had a goal that can never be reached. Don't take that in the wrong way. She's not saying that you'll never be able to reach your weight goals. She's saying that as long as you hate yourself, as long as you're doing this because you don't love yourself, as long as we are struggling with who we are, we will be Sisyphus. We will be trying to obtain an impossible achievement. If we can't first accept and love ourselves for who we are, then we will never be able to reach our weight loss goals and push that boulder over the mountain. Anyway, that's literally as far as I've gotten in the book. And I was reading that today and it just really spoke to me because it made me realize that no matter how many times I've tried in the past to lose weight, I would have never been successful in the future with the struggle if I would have never learned how to love myself. So I'll let you guys know how the book continues. I have a feeling it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to get deeper and deeper into this book. Chapter 4 is, it's not about the weight, but it's not about the weight, which is kind of where I feel like I'm at the moment. I'm losing weight not because of the weight, but it's not because of the weight that I've gained. She talks about reteaching loveliness in chapter 6. In part 2 of the book, she talks about different practices, triggers in the mind. And then part 3, she talks about eating. I'm really excited to continue it. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I mean, the first book, Eating in the Light of the Moon, literally changed my entire thought about weight loss, about myself, about who I want to be. And it really kind of unlocked the door for this process to begin. So I would recommend that book first and foremost. If you're not interested in reading that, maybe you could pick up this book, Women, Food, and God. So anyway, weigh-in is tomorrow. Oh, shit. Ugh. I've just been putting so much pressure on myself with it. I know I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I'm just going to try to stay positive. I'm going to try to stay positive. Really, what I have to think about is what's the rush? I would really like to be a little bit thinner for the holidays, but I know that if I don't get any thinner for the holidays, I will still love myself, and the people that are in my life will still love me just the way I am. Because my exterior does not define me. There's another book that I wanted to mention that I read over the summer that was really interesting. It's called Hector and the Search for Happiness. This is not a book that was recommended by my therapist. I literally just picked it up on a whim and thought it looked kind of cute. And there's a whole series about Hector. There's Hector in the Search for Love, Hector in the Search for Happiness, Hector in the Search for Lost Time. Hector is a psychiatrist, and I think that's probably why it appealed to me. And he sits in his office and he counsels these many people, and so many of his patients are unhappy. And he can't understand the root of unhappiness because there's so many different people in so many different circumstances that are unhappy. And he can't understand why. And I just thought this book was kind of cute because we can also relate it to our weight loss journey. So Hector goes to all these different places to learn about happiness. And I just thought I would share a couple lessons with you right now because I definitely think that they pertain to weight loss. Lesson number 1 that Hector learns is making comparisons can spoil your happiness. Now I just think that with weight loss, if we would stop making comparisons about ourselves to other people in the world, then I think that we would be much more happy. We would be able to love ourselves more freely because we would not be comparing our bodies to anyone else's. We would accept our bodies as our own, and if we don't like the way they look, then we would just have the power to change it. We wouldn't go down that negative route and start talking very, very badly to ourselves because all we would know is the acceptance of ourself. Lesson number 3 I also think is interesting. Many people see happiness only in their future. And I think that that pertains to weight loss as well. We see our lives as so wonderful and so dramatically different when we're thinner. What makes it that way? Why can't we be happy at this moment right now? Why can't we love ourselves and totally accept who we are in the bodies that we're in right now? Lesson number 7. It's a mistake to think that happiness is the goal. It's a good one. You know, we always set these goals for ourselves. The weight loss goals in particular. And once we reach them, we will be so happy and so beautiful and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Why can't we have that right now? Why can't we love ourselves right now? Why can't we be happy right now? No. Happiness is something you have to have in the moment. And love for yourself is something you have to have in the moment. Lesson number 14. Happiness is to be loved for exactly who you are. You should love yourself for exactly who you are. So yeah, just a little book out there that I found that I thought maybe could shine a little light on your day. Anyway, I hope you guys all had a good day. You will see me again tomorrow for my weigh-in. Well, wish me luck. I'm nervous. Alrighty, everybody. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.
She is unstoppable.